You know that feeling, right? Everything's cool, you're talking, maybe even hanging out, and then, poof, she starts to fade. Her replies get shorter, her texts less frequent, and suddenly, you're wondering if you even imagined the connection you thought you had. You replay every conversation, trying to pinpoint what you did wrong. Here's the thing, though. A lot of the time, it's not some grand mistake you made. It's a series of small, subtle signals you probably missed because you weren't looking for them. Or maybe you were looking, but you just didn't want to believe what they meant. Women, generally, are not going to hit you with a full-blown, "I'm not interested anymore" speech. They rarely do that. Instead, they give you the slow fade, the soft ghost, the gradual disengagement, and if you don't learn to read those cues, you're going to keep getting blindsided. I'm talking about the uncomfortable truths, the things you need to see when she's quietly making her exit. Let's break down exactly what those signs look like and why you need to stop making excuses for them. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off right now. Women rarely give you a direct, crystal clear, "I'm not feeling it." You might wish they would, but it almost never happens. Why? Because most women are taught to avoid confrontation, to be nice, and to not hurt feelings. So instead of a hard stop, you get the slow fade. It's like watching a dimmer switch being turned down, not a light switch being flipped off. In the beginning, when she was interested, her communication was probably enthusiastic, right? Quick replies, maybe even double texting, questions about your day, sharing details about hers. That's because she was invested. She saw potential, she was excited, but when that interest starts to wane, she doesn't suddenly become a different person overnight. She just starts to care less. This isn't about being manipulative, it's about avoiding what she perceives as an awkward, unnecessary conversation. She thinks, if I just pull back, he'll get the hint. And the problem is, a lot of you guys don't get the hint. You just think she's busy, or playing hard to get, or testing you. You're trying to figure out the secret code when she's practically waving a white flag from a distance. The initial enthusiasm is your baseline. Anything less than that, especially a consistent decline, is a sign. If she's not matching the energy she once gave, it's not because she's having an off day every single day for 2 weeks straight. It means her interest has shifted, and it's usually shifted away from you. One of the first and most obvious shifts you'll notice is in her communication patterns. This is usually where the slow fade begins its descent. Think about how she used to text or call. Was it instant replies, or at least within a reasonable time frame? Did she send you paragraphs, jokes, ask thoughtful questions, or share memes? Now, how long does it take her to reply? Hours? A full day? Sometimes she just leaves you to read? And when she finally does reply, is it a one-word answer? Haha. Okay. Cool. Or just an emoji that's not just being busy. Everyone is busy. People make time for what they prioritize. If you were a priority, your text would get a quicker, more engaging response. When her messages go from being an invitation for conversation to a conversation stopper, that's a signal. She's not trying to keep the chat alive. She's subtly signaling she wants it to die. It's a low-effort response because her interest level is low effort. I see guys in chat all the time saying, "She replied with, haha, so there's still a chance?" No, dude. She replied with, haha, because it's the bare minimum required to acknowledge you without actually engaging. It takes zero thought. It's less about her being suddenly bad at texting and more about her prioritizing her energy elsewhere. Following on from the shift in how she communicates, you'll also notice a massive change in who initiates the communication. When she was interested, she probably reached out sometimes, right? "Hey, how was your day? Saw this and thought of you. Want to grab coffee?" Now, if you stop texting her, would you ever hear from her again? Honestly, if you're always the one sending the first text, always the one suggesting plans, always the one trying to keep the conversation going, then you've become the primary driver of the interaction. She's just along for the ride, and frankly, she's probably getting bored of the ride. When a woman is genuinely interested, she will make an effort to connect. She might not initiate every single time, but she will definitely contribute. If her initiation has dropped to 0, she's not playing some coy game. She's simply not prioritizing you. She's not thinking about you during her day, or if she is, it's not with the urgency to reach out. Look, if you're doing 90% of the heavy lifting to keep the connection alive, you're not in a balanced dynamic. You're essentially chasing her, and she's passively letting you. And here's a blunt truth. A woman who is truly into you will find ways to communicate, to see you, to engage with you. She won't make you feel like you're pulling teeth just to get a basic, hey. If you've moved past the texting phase into actual dates or physical intimacy, you'll see these shifts manifest in person too. She might start to seem less physically affectionate. What used to be natural touches, leaning into you, or prolonged eye contact might diminish. Maybe she crosses her arms more, keeps a bit more distance when you're walking, or avoids your gaze. It's a subtle physical barrier she's putting up. And when it comes to making plans, suddenly her schedule is crazy. Every time you suggest something, it's, oh, I'm super busy, I have to work, or my friend needs me. And you know what the kicker is? She won't offer an alternative. She won't say, I can't do Friday, but how about next Tuesday? It's just a flat no, or a vague, maybe another time. That's not because she's genuinely slammed 24/7. It's because you're not a priority in her schedule. She's busy for you. For someone else she's interested in, her schedule would magically clear up. The I'm busy excuse is one of the oldest in the book, and it's almost always a polite way of saying, I don't want to see you right now. Don't mistake a lack of availability for a true lack of time. It's a lack of desire to spend that time with you. This one's a classic trap, the dreaded friend zone. She starts treating you more like a buddy than a potential romantic interest. This often happens after she's lost interest, but doesn't want to completely cut you off. Maybe because she values your friendship, or just doesn't want to be mean. She might start talking to you about other guys she's interested in, asking for your advice on their dating situations. Or she'll say things like, you're such a good friend, or I love hanging out with you, you're like a brother. Yeah, no, that's not a green light for romance. That's her putting up a flashing neon sign that says, platonic only. And you wonder why she stopped replying? Because you were still trying to date her while she was subtly trying to reassign you to the friend category. A lot of guys mistake this for a challenge or a deeper connection. She trusts me enough to talk about other guys. That means I'm special. No, it means you're safe. You're the non-threatening male presence she can vent to, not the one she wants to go home with. If you wanted to be her friend, great. But if you want more, and she starts dropping these hints, she's giving you your walking papers. Romantically speaking, it's a softer rejection, but a rejection nonetheless. Beyond the surface level changes, a deeper, more concerning shift is the emotional disconnect. When a woman is invested, she'll share things with you. Her day, her worries, her dreams, her little victories. She'll seek your comfort, your opinion, your emotional support. You become a confidant. But when she starts pulling away, that emotional intimacy dries up. She'll stop sharing personal details. When you ask about her day, it's superficial answers, nothing deep. She might avoid deeper conversations, change the subject, or suddenly have to go. She stops seeking your advice, your comfort, or your validation. It's like she's built a wall around her emotional world, and you're suddenly on the outside looking in. This isn't about her being emotionally unavailable. It's about her being emotionally unavailable to you. She's not entrusting you with her inner self anymore because she's emotionally disengaging. And honestly, this is one of the hardest signs to accept, because it means she no longer sees you as that safe, special person she once might have. It's a sign that the connection isn't just fading, it's already fractured. Now, here's where a lot of you guys trip up. You ignore these blatant red flags. You rationalize her behavior. She's just stressed with work. Oh, she's playing hard to get, I just need to chase harder. She's just not a big texter. And then you double down, you send more texts, you try to make more plans, you try even harder to win her back to the version of her you remember. Listen, My chat is full of guys typing, "She told me she's just busy. Should I send flowers?" No, dude, no. Her behavior is telling you everything you need to know, but you're choosing to interpret it through a lens of hope rather than reality. This is male delusion, pure and simple. You're clinging to the idea of what was or what could be, instead of facing what is. She's not trying to confuse you. She's trying to let you down gently. Or she's just slowly exiting your life. When you ignore these signs, you're not just wasting your time. You're disrespecting yourself. You're showing her and yourself that you're willing to settle for crumbs, for minimal effort, for a connection that she clearly isn't invested in. It doesn't make you persistent. It makes you oblivious. And frankly, a bit desperate. The truth is, when a woman is truly interested, you won't have to wonder. Her actions will speak for themselves. So, what do you do when you start seeing these signs? The short answer, stop. Stop chasing. Stop overthinking. Stop trying to fix it. Your natural inclination might be to intensify your efforts, to try and pull her back, but that's exactly the wrong move. If she's pulling away, giving her more attention will only push her further. It reinforces that she can give you minimal effort and you'll still come running. Instead, match her energy. If she takes a day to reply, you take a day. If she sends a one-word answer, respond with similar brevity, or let the conversation die. More importantly, pivot your focus back to yourself. Invest in your hobbies, your friends, your goals. Show her, without saying a word, that your world doesn't revolve around her dwindling interest. Give her space. This isn't about playing games, it's about respecting yourself and giving her the opportunity, if she truly wants it, to re-engage on her own terms. And if she doesn't, then you've already started the process of moving on. The hard truth is, sometimes you just have to be prepared to let go. You can't force someone to be interested in you. All you can do is recognize the signs, respect her unspoken message, and preserve your own dignity. It's tough love, I know, but it's the only way you learn to spot these patterns and not waste your energy on dead ends. Look, nobody likes the feeling of being slowly phased out. It stings. It makes you question things. But the truth is, most women aren't going to give you a dramatic breakup speech when they're losing interest. They're going to give you the subtle cues, the slower replies, the vague excuses, the emotional distance, the sudden increase in busyness. Your job isn't to decode some secret message or chase harder. Your job is to recognize these signs for what they are. Her quiet way of telling you she's not feeling it anymore. Accept it, respect it, and most importantly, respect yourself enough to match her energy and pivot your focus. Don't let hope blind you to reality. Pay attention to those actions, not just her words. Have you guys ever missed these signs and realized it way too late? Or maybe you're in the middle of a slow fade right now. Let me know in the comments below what subtle signs you've noticed. And if this resonated, hit that like button, subscribe, and maybe check out my previous videos, because I really break this down. Until next time, I'll see you on the next one.